Hey, what's up, fish family? It's Carlos with Twins Reef, and today I'm bringing you guys an update of the RedSea E170 Max. But before we start, I just want to give a quick shout out to Calypso, Benny, and all my reefing buddies. And I also want to show you guys my cool collection of reef stickers. Shout out to Soul Tank Boys from Instagram, to Nelly from Instagram, to Lax Aquariums, Stacy's Reef, Subculture's Coral. And for those that haven't gotten my sticker, you guys can leave a comment down below, and I'll be happy to send you guys a Twins Reef sticker. And let's move to the other one. Shout out to Salty Reef Girl from Instagram, Central Valley Reefer, Nelly again, West Coast Frags, Legendary Corals, and the other stickers are just benders that I got when I went to coral shows. And remember the corals that died, about $500 worth of corals due to a Mac found the word to a bad heater. Well, those corals, my wife and I spoke about it, and we're like, let's just paint them and hang them up on the wall, and they look beautiful. They are glowing. All right, let's start with the tank. So, quick update. I actually did a DIY canopy. Why? Because the light, guys, the blue light is actually bad for your eyes and stuff like that. Not just the reef light, but cell phones, TVs, computers. Blue light affects humans. And since I stare at my tank a lot, I was like, let me just put a canopy there. That way I could feel safer, and feel safer when my children are around as well. So I did a DIY canopy, and it has been working well for me. One thing I am also going to do is buy diffusers that will actually help just to contain that light inside of the tank, so it will not spill on the floor or in the room. But for now, the canopy is doing a good job at keeping the light inside. Besides that, equipment wise, I am still using the light that the tank came with. It is the stock light. It is an AI Hydra 26 HD, and I am still using the Nero 5 pump. The stock skimmer is a RedSea skimmer, which really doesn't produce skimmet, so I probably have to clean it. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then my wave pump over there is doing bad. It stopped working, which I should remove before things start to grow there and make the situation worse. So yeah, I probably put in vinegar and see if it turned on. But besides that, everything is working wonderful. So let's jump into the tank and talk corals, talk fish, and talk everything that is to do with reef hobby. The obvious, I still have cyanobacteria. I don't know which one it is, but lately I've been turning off the lights. I actually turned off the lights for one full day, and I kept the lights on for about 3 hours and shut them off. But I'm just going to leave them on. I am waiting for a chemi clean and other things that I got, salt, do water changes, stuff like that. But I have my buddy Michael that lives in Stockton, here where I live, and he said if I need some, he still has some. So probably the day after recording this video, I'll head to his home and get a little bit of that chemi clean and see if that chemi clean could clean my tank, because cyanobacteria has actually started to kill my corals, which we'll talk about that right now. And yeah, besides that, I had some cyanobacteria on the rock, which I got a turkey baster and removed it that way, but then read online that you don't want to do that because, or disturb it in sand, because supposedly it's going to get on other places, which they shouldn't. But I've spoken to other reefers, which they say, disturb it, don't let it populate, and try to remove it from your tank. So yeah, now let's jump into the fish. For fish, I have my yellow tank still doing healthy. Remember guys, this yellow tank was actually dying on me, but I did everything I could, and now it's healthy, big, and he or she gets mad when I get in front of the tank. And I have my mocha clownfish, which one of them looks like it's basically turned into a black storm, and the other one seems like it's going to become a black storm as well. Let me see if I can get a closer view of these guys. Um, yeah, they look more black than how they were before. I actually preferred how they looked before, like the mocha color black. At first, I did like the black storms, but mocha, it's actually a nice color as well. Another fish that I actually have is my orchard dotty back. It's actually a purple orchard dotty back, which is doing well, always in the rocks. And then I have my mandarin goby. This was at my wife's tank, but she's like, "You want your mandarin back?" I said, "Of course I do." So she brought him or her back to my tank, and it's doing wonderful, happy, eating a lot of cocoa pots. One thing I noticed about this tank, that I have a good colony of cocoa pots, which is really beneficial for us that have mandarin gobies or fish like that. Also, one more fish that I have is the 6 line wrasse, which I haven't seen, so hopefully it's somewhere in the tank. Because I have purchased other fish before, but they have died or disappeared. One of them actually jumped out. My yellow watchman goby jumped out. I think that's pretty much it for fish. I think I'm exaggerating a little bit. One thing that's disappeared was an anemone. I don't know if you guys remember, I told you guys that I traded a roast anemone for a couple corals, placed it in the tank. It was when I barely had purchased this tank, and it got lost or it got shredded by the power heads. But yeah, it disappeared and no longer have it. So yeah, so let's start with the corals. As you guys can see, I have a bunch of corals since the last update on the Red Sea. I have a bunch of corals. One, I remember talking to my buddy Benny. I told him when I set up my next tank, because we always talk about it, he always tells me try to keep at least 1 to 3 type of corals that you want to keep. And I told him, well, I love euphilia, I love mushrooms, and so those are the corals I'm going to try to keep. So yeah, as you guys can see, I have a lot of euphilia. I have hammers, frog spawns, octo spawns, and torches. So let's begin. Eeny, miny, mo. Who is the turn to go? If that's how you say it, let's just go. Okay, let's start with the right side. Okay, so let's start in the bottom shelf. We have the hologram hammer. Beautiful hammer. I didn't even know the name of it. I just bought it as a no-name hammer. My wife researched it. She told me it's a hologram, and yeah, I got a sweet deal. Next, it's a new coral that I bought. It is a orange octospawn. Got it for 140 bucks. I know it's a lot, but it's a coral you don't really see that often. Next to it, I have my bicolor hammer, which is doing well. I bought it a long time ago, and it's finally starting to actually do good. And then if we go above, we have the splatter hammer. Beautiful hammer, so big. I don't know if it's wall or branching, but I think it's wall because it doesn't really, it's so big just to be one head. So probably it's a wall. Next to it is another hammer too. I don't know the name of it, but like I said, it does seem like it be a wall as well. And frog spawn is down there. It fell, so I need to pick it up. The yellow tank's blocking it. Always mad when I'm in front of the tank, but it's there, so I need to pick that up after I'm done recording. And here's the side view of the euphilia. So I try to keep all the hammers, frog spawns, and octospawns on the right side since they don't bother one another. And since we're in the right side, let's go down here. We have the kryptonite mushroom, and we have the Deadpool. So both of them are wild caught. They're wild mushrooms. The Deadpool is my original Deadpool. It does have some gold in it. There are slow growers to get big. I remember when I got it, it was really small. Now it has gotten big. But one thing it does do for me is produce a lot of babies. So there's another baby down there. And then in my wife's tank, there is 2 more babies. And then in my frag tank, there is 1 more. Now we move to the bottom. These are some mushrooms that fell because they were all on that rock. We have the hairy mushrooms. We have the super freak mushroom, and I used to have a sun-kissed mushroom, but my wife took it. I forgot what happened. I told her, "Oh, I think it had got lost," and I was like, "Well, try to look for it, and if you find it, you can keep it." And she found it and kept it. So let's move to the middle side of the tank here. We have oh man, I got stuck. What is this? Help me, guys. Leave it in the comments down below. We have blah 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 blah. It is a no-name coral. Let's actually just move here. So we have the spicy lemon favia. It has grown so much. It did lose its color at once because I placed it in the 6-gallon frag tank with a cheap old light, which actually messed up a lot of colors for my corals. But since I placed it here, it has recovered its color. Hopefully it goes to its original color. When I first got it, it was bright and beautiful coral. Now here we have a green chalice, which I got from our brother Robert. Thank you, Robert. He gave it to me, and it has grown so much. He gave one piece. He gave me 2 pieces, but this one I kept to myself, and the other one I gave it to my wife, which it died. And then we have a mummy eye chalice, or Miami chalice. I forgot the name of it. Pink Miami. I don't know. It got stung a long time ago by an echinata that I had, and it's slowly recovering, but the cyanobacteria is affecting it, as you guys can see there. So I need to do something about that cyano bacteria. And now let's go to the trumpet coral, because I just remember its name. Trumpet coral is also down here. One reason I put it down here is because I noticed that it has long tentacles and it is pretty aggressive. So as well, the chalice, they are pretty aggressive. Now if we go on top of the middle section, we have some torches. These are endo torches. The one to the left is a yellow tip endo torch, and then the other one is a green stem with green, I think, endo torch. It was 2 heads, but cyanobacteria actually got on the right head and killed it. I don't know how it happened. If I heard, I did research, and it does says that cyano can kill corals. It's my fault because I placed it here where there was a bunch of cyano, and then my wife got mad. She's like, "Hey, there's cyano on the head of that torch," and it was just too late. I killed it. Just yesterday, I actually dipped it with Recover from Brightwell. It's a solution that helps corals that its flesh is exposed, so that is a reason for this. So hopefully the head to the left strives and recovers, and yeah, because they were pretty expensive, guys. I don't even want to talk the money I spent on them. And then to the top we have the Jatatas. To be honest, I haven't really had luck with the Jatata corals, but these are doing good. The one to the right is a bubblegum digitata. The one to the left is just a regular digitata. And then if we move a little bit to the left, we have this. It seems to be like a fabia type of coral, which it came when I bought the tank. And it's a beautiful coral. I like it, slow grower, and I don't really see that much tentacles on it. I mean, I have before, but they're not as long as the ones from the trumpet, which I got surprised. But yeah, it's doing wonderful there. Now let's move to the left. Here is my little torch garden, or we could call this section the torch garden section. I love torches. Yeah, little torches are cool. I just love Euphilia. So the one at the top, it is a gold, an Indo gold torch. That's what it is. Yeah, who would have thought a little torch like that could cost a lot of money? But I remember talking to Benny. I always talk to Benny, and he's like, "Man, keep corals that you like, and keep rare corals. If they grow in the future, you can frag it and make your money again. And not just that I could make money of it, but they pay off. And if so, that cool. I like to have good corals instead of just having a bunch of corals that you don't like just because they are cheap." So that it is my Indo Gold Torch Coral. And down here we have my pink tip, my pink tip, my green tip torch. um so that one was just added. The one to the left, they had actually just been added recently, but the one to the left had just been added yesterday. That is the same piece, the same type of torch that is in the frag tank. It's actually almost 2 or 3 heads, and I placed it here, and it's doing wonderful. It's so happy being here. And then to the right we have a green stem, yellow tip Indo torch, which my wife wanted, because yeah, I gave her just 2 corals and 2 torches. She's like, no, give me one more, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think we had bought 4. I think we had bought 6 torches, and I only gave her 2. So she's like, give me one. That way we have 3 and 3. So I was like, let me think about it. I told her, give me a month. Let's see how they do. So we're not gonna touch these corals for a month, and if they do well, then you could probably have one. And then to the bottom we have the Rastas, which came with this tank too when I bought the tank, and they used to look more healthier, but they were covered by cyano, so they are recovering. You know, cyano is deadly, cyano is ugly, and yeah, if you see a little bit of cyano, just get rid of it. Don't be like me. I thought it was gonna go by itself until it covered the whole sand, it covered the rocks, and then started to get on the corals. You do not want to deal with that. Then I tried to do the natural way, doing a bunch of water changes and stuff like that. And the Bridewell, what is it? Bridewell, Microbacter 7. That thing didn't work for me at all. BRS said that it was gonna work. I bought 2 bottles, and it didn't work for me at all. And that was just a waste of money. I was like almost $20 just for 2 bottles. I could have just put those $20, buy some Clean and get rid of it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this tank, for the update on my RedSea. I feel like it's been a while since I haven't done a video on this tank, and to be honest, it's because I've been busy. I just went back to work on June from COVID. I just got hired in a new company, and they have been keeping us really busy. And life is busy. It's busy, and try to have a balanced life. But at the same time, take care of my tank and my corals and fish, which they look happy. To be honest, I love my scape. I really like my scape now that I pay more attention to it. I love how it came to be. It was really stressful though, but it came out to be really nice for a tank. And like I told you guys, I've always wanted a RedSea tank, and here I have my RedSea tank, which makes me really happy. Everything has been doing pretty well, besides that one torch that got stung or killed by the cyano. But besides that, everything's doing good. And the anemone, which got lost, I think that's the only losses that I've had after the big loss of all the corals, which are there due to the bad heater. But yeah, so you can say, Carlos, what happened to your psoas? My psoas, they were all in the sand bed, and they were all covered with cyano, so I decided to place them in my frag tank until I get rid of this problem. Then I'll bring them back to the tank. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope this is not a boring video. And for those that are new or just came across this video, you guys are welcome to hit the subscribe button, dislike, comment down below. Your feedback is welcome. Again, guys, thank you guys for taking your time on watching this video. Happy reefing, and I'm out. Peace.